Okay, students, I'm just going to give you a few examples with functions. This is on your review for the semester review. I watched and looked over some of you guys who did it over the break, and you forgot how to do it from back then, so I'm just going to give a few examples and not very long at all. All right, so function notation, you have some letter outside of parentheses and it's usually an X on the inside. That's the independent variable. And you might have something like this, X plus 3 on the right side for the expression. And then you see F of, say, -4. What does that mean? Well, look right above. It tells me that X is -4. So substitute in -4 for that X. And so then I would get -4 plus 3. And so the F of -4 equals -1. That'd be my answer. That's the most basic one you can get. We'll do one more. Let's say I have h of x. It doesn't matter what variable I use outside of there. And let's say I have x squared minus x squared plus 3x minus 5. And I want the h of -2. Again, that means substitute in -2 for the x. So that means there and there in both places. Okay, that's all you're doing. In middle school, they tell you, here's an expression, x equals 3, evaluate the expression for x equals 3, and you just plug 3 in there and get your answer. It's the same thing. This is just written in function notation. So I would have negative, remember whenever I substitute in, I put parentheses around it, squared, plus 3, parentheses, the 2, because I'm substituting in, so I put parentheses. I make sure I remember my order of operations, PEMDAS. Remember, I'm going down this time because I'm not solving for a variable. Okay, I'm just evaluating the expression. I'm just evaluating this. So exponents come first. There's nothing to do inside the parentheses. There are parentheses there, but there's nothing to evaluate inside the parentheses. So we go down to exponents. So I have negative, and it says -2 squared. -2 times -2 is +4. And then next is multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6. And then obviously -5. So now I have -4 plus 6 minus 5. The order doesn't matter. You want to do it, you can go, because add and subtract are on the bottom. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 minus 4 is -3. Okay, I could have done 6 minus 4 and got 2, and done 2 minus 5 and got -3. Okay, and so the h of -2 is -3. That's all you're doing, just evaluating this. Did that in middle school. Okay, all right, so next, let's see, say the j of x equals -3x plus 4. And this time, if you happen to see, and it says the j of x equals, let's say, -2. Okay, now this is just a little bit different. Notice I don't just substitute x for x. I don't have a number I'm plugging in there. But this says anytime you see j of x, I can substitute in -2. So this -2 is taking that place of that j of x right there. So now I get -2 equals -3x plus 4. Okay, I'm just substituting in there. Now remember, we did something like this with solving systems of equations. We use the substitution method. You solve for y, and then you had y equals, say, x minus 5, and you substitute x minus 5 into the y in the other equation. Well, this is the exact same thing. It's saying if I see j of x somewhere, or such as y, I'm going to substitute in -2. And that's what I'm doing. I'm substituting in the -2 in for that j of x. They're equal. That's what equals means. Whenever I see j of x, I can substitute in -2 anytime. So now I go ahead and solve it. I see, oh, negative coefficient. So I'm going to move it to the other side and get a positive coefficient. So that means my constant is going to the right. So I'm adding the 2 across. And I get 6. Last step, divided by 3. and I get x equals 2. So there would be my answer. So notice when it's j of x equals -2, remember j of x is basically like saying your y. It's the same thing right there, saying your y. I'm substituting there. I'm then solving for the x. Whereas on the previous page, I wasn't given the f of x. See, I wasn't given the f of x. I was given the f of -4. That means I'm plugging in for x and solving for y. So depends on the setup. If they give you this setup, you're solving for y. If they give you this setup, they give you the y. The j of x is the y. Since it's -2, now solve for the x. That is the only difference between those two. So you have a few of those problems on your review. So if you forgot how to do it, you can watch this video. Very easy.